isn't that cute? Hey there everyone, my name's GamePar and welcome to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. It is our very first episode being recorded on our new hosted server. We are off of the Minecraft realm onto a hosted server, and we are all very hopeful that this is going to be something very, very good for InfinityCraft. We are starting out today's episode outside of the Obsidian Void shop once again. Between episodes, since there was some time that I couldn't record while we were just trying to get some server things under control and sorted out and stabilized, you know, there's always a ton of stuff that happens when you move from one server to another or from a realm to a server. So I didn't want to do any recording while that was going on, but I did some work inside the Obsidian Void shop, and I want to give you a bit of a tour of what we have done. We have made some major Void upgrades here. As you can see, we've made some really good progress. What you're seeing are the black maps down on the floor. And something that's really interesting about the black map, and you can see where I've got item frames there waiting for more maps. The black map, no matter how dark the block I put down, so I could put the blackest, darkest block down being black concrete, and I'm not going to get anything darker than this on the map. The black concrete is actually darker than what you're seeing here, but with it being a little bit less than dark black, you're actually getting a little bit closer to the actual color of the void, which I think is kind of cool. So I have raised up the floor, you'll notice that, and I'll pop down. I do have a few things I need to do. If you can kind of see right where the crosshairs are, just under the end stone, you can see stone underneath there where the maps end. What I've done is I've just brought the floor up just so that it's 2 blocks underneath where the end stone ends. And I've placed down the maps. I've added maps on the walls here. Basically, only what's visible to the eye from above has a map, because we don't want to waste resources where we don't need to, right? So, it's kind of like when you're doing film, when you're making a movie, and you're building sets. If the camera's not going to be looking over here, you don't build set over there. You only build set where the camera is going to be looking. Similar to Minecraft, if you can't see underneath here, don't waste the resources to make the maps. Only do what is necessary to get the effect that you want from the vantage point you are getting. Now, you can sort of see a little bit of this stone brick, so what we're going to do is it's not enough to make it worth putting maps down here, because it's just the tiniest bit of a corner. What we're going to do is put blocks of concrete down in here, and that should just be enough to tidy up that look from above. One of the benefits to doing it this way is that you can actually see where the new escape hatch is. So I've put the escape hatch in the corner. We'll cover that up with some end stone. And you can easily see where the escape hatch is if you accidentally fall down here. Also, if at any time any of the other InfinityCraft members accidentally fall down here, it's not quite as far to fall, meaning the likelihood of death, unless they're like on their last heart or something like that, the likelihood of them dying from a fall down here is very slim. So it does increase the health and safety factor of this build. And because of the way the map works, you can't tell how far down this is when you're standing up top there. So I really think this is going to give us the best effect for that void. I know I've spent a lot of episodes, you know, just trying to get this void right, and I think that we are finally there. Now, I have to create all of these additional maps. I've used up all my maps. I've used up all my iron. In fact, I've mined out the iron that was under the beacon at my mining outpost. That's an entire full beacon that I've used to create all the maps. I've also traded with villagers to get maps. Man, this is just taking a whole lot of maps to do this. But I think it's worth it because it's going to look really, really good from up there. In fact, like you can tell, it just looks good. Also, maps on the floor with item frames. Mobs are not spawning down here. We're going to add some light sources in the corners just to make sure that mobs aren't spawning on these blocks back here. We can either put those in the wall, the ceiling, or the floor. Really doesn't matter, but this is going to be really good when it's done. So I'm finally very happy with what we have going on here in the Void Shop. But that's all the time that we're going to be spending on the Void Shop today, because we need to get another shop going. We have a whole pile of kelp blocks that are just dying to be purchased by the other InfinityCraft members. So we need to create for ourselves a kelp store. I've got some ideas. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. It's going to be a little bit of R&D, but that's part of the fun of it, right? So let's head off and start working on a kelp store. Been looking around to see where I might want to build my kelp store. And, I mean, there's some areas over here I don't really want to block access to Silver Platinum's stock exchange there. And I was thinking, the yard sale really hasn't been doing much lately, so why not build the kelp farm right here where we've had the yard sale? Because I haven't done a single sale in the yard sale for quite some time. So I think it might be time to close up the yard sale and create a kelp farm here. What I think I'm going to do with the kelp farm is do a combination of that there. So glass. I could create individual pillars. I'm just thinking. I want to have kelp inside the kelp farm. And we do have lots of the heart of the seeds and lots of nautilus shells, so we could do a conduit so that people can go in and just be surrounded by the kelp and can purchase their kelp blocks. But I'm going to use a combination of kelp blocks themselves, because I like to make sure that whatever I'm selling is somehow represented in the build. But I'm also thinking that using the glass the way that we did for the elytra launcher might be cool, so that it's not fully closed in. But the first order of business is going to be getting rid of the yard sale. I've still got like lots of stuff in here, and we're gonna have to find a place to store all this stuff. But I think for now we are going to just create some temporary storage in our base, well, temporary base area. There's just so much stuff here. Okay, shulker boxes is the way to go. While I get this cleared up, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the changes that have happened with the move to the hosted server. First of all, this is much more reliable. I have been flying around the server, and I've not had anywhere near as many issues with my elytra, so that is really good. Secondly, you'll notice in my inventory that I have a cow head and a rabbit head. We have installed a few choice data packs onto the server to help make our multiplayer gaming a little bit better. We are not putting any mods on this server. However, we have decided that there are a few data packs that we wanted to add just to make multiplayer life better. It's basically quality of life stuff and some aesthetics things. So, one of the major things that we have added to the server is the ability to do one-player sleep. So, currently, I think, Ramses the 2 is on at the moment. And if it becomes nighttime, because it's very close to being nighttime here, I can go off and sleep. Even if Ramses is AFK, or if he's deep underground and doesn't know what time it is, it does not require anybody, it doesn't require everybody to sleep anymore, which, when you're playing on a multiplayer server, that is so handy, because, honestly, you're not going to be able to get everybody to sleep all the time. And that can create some safety issues if you've got a lot of mobs floating around. So that's one of the major updates that we've done. Not updates, but additions that we've made to the server. We've also added like the rabbit mob heads. That's right. So there's a small chance now that when you kill a mob, it will drop its head. That's going to be really interesting for just simply decorating. It doesn't affect how you play the game. It simply gives you more options when it comes to the aesthetics of the game. Now, a couple things that do affect the gameplay to a certain extent. We have added a plugin, well, not a plugin, a data pack that allows for shulkers to respawn in end cities. That just helps out with the multiplayer aspect because we've really cleared out most of the end cities that are within a reasonable distance of the center of the end. And in order to find new end cities that haven't been touched, where you can get shulkers and elytras and that kind of thing, it requires you to go really far away. So we have just added a plugin that allows for those shulkers to respawn. I also believe that we've added a plugin that enables shulkers to drop two shulker boxes. Again, just it's resource management on a multiplayer server. Just helps that out, gives everybody a chance to find stuff. We're going to test out the one player sleeps right now, because I do believe that Ramses II is probably AFK, and not aware that it's nighttime. So, if I sleep, it's going to turn to day, even though Ramses doesn't sleep. There we go. Something that we have also added is a data pack that allows you to craft a few select, rare, otherwise uncraftable items. One of the items that we are now able to craft on the server, and I know there's going to be mixed opinions about this, but let me explain completely before you start filling my comment section with negative posts about this. We are now able to craft elytra on the server. But it is not going to be easy to craft elytra on the server. Let me explain what it's going to require in order to craft elytra. If you've got your crafting table, and I don't have a crafting table nearby, but let's say you've got your 3x3 crafting area. It's going to require 1, 2, 3, 4 of those phantom membranes. It's going to require a diamond block. It's going to require not an end rod, but a, what are they called? Blaze rod, which none of those are difficult in and of themselves. But here's where it gets tricky, and this is where it's going to be kind of fun, and it's going to keep the balance of the elytra. These two top corners, those two top corners are going to require, get this, dragon eggs. That's right. So in order to get one elytra by crafting, you are going to have to kill 2 ender dragons. And we have also added the ability for the ender dragon to drop an ender dragon egg each time that you kill the ender dragon. So in order to craft it, it is going to be quite pricey because you have to go through the effort of killing the ender dragon each time. There are a few other data packs that just help with things like dyeing materials, some basic aesthetics. We can change the color of item frames. We can dye different color of blocks, different colors using dye where you wouldn't be able to do that otherwise. So just some basic things, but I think I've covered most of the important data packs that we've installed. And again, it's to help make the multiplayer format of the server better, to increase the quality of multiplayer gameplay. It's not intended to make things cheaty, and I'll tell you, we had some pretty good discussions about the balance of these data packs because our InfinityCraft members really don't want this to come off as cheaty. We don't want to be cheating through the use of the data packs. We simply want to improve the multiplayer gameplay. Oh, and before I forget, I'm issuing a challenge to my fellow InfinityCraft members. See this cow head I'm wearing? See this cow face? I am challenging you to a mob head gotta catch 'em all challenge. Who is going to be the first InfinityCraft member to collect every single mob head in the game? I mean, I don't even know how many mob heads there are. And all I've got is a cow and a rabbit. Aw, isn't that cute? Yard sale's been completely cleared out. Now, I'm not quite sure how I want this to go exactly, but I have a bit of an idea. I'm going to start out by laying down some framework with the dried kelp. I think that was 7. I am thinking I'm going to go a very, very simple design here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm kind of going for a hashtag design, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make any sense until you see it built. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's not going to be enough. So let's go. Let's find out where we are here. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's try 12 blocks by 12 blocks. Now, let's go... how many blocks in? 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. This is going to make sense here in a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops. So see how this is going to create a bit of a hashtag design? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. And these supports are going to go kind of hashtagged, and then I'm thinking, I think we are going to enclose it with glass. I think that's just going to be better. We're going to do glass on the inside. The kelp blocks will be kind of the main structural supports, even though I'm sure that's not very sturdy, but this is kind of my thought. So just inside will be glass, and then we'll be able to grow kelp inside. Maybe we'll take it down quite a bit deeper so that you get like a kelp forest inside, and then we'll put a conduit in underneath somewhere so that you can breathe inside. Yeah, okay, this is looking good. So the frame is in place, and you know, I was playing around with the glass pillars, and I know I'm not going to be able to do the glass pillars here, but perhaps on the corners that might actually be a nice way of doing this. I'm not sure. I might want to put the kelp blocks underneath. Yeah, let's see about putting kelp blocks as the threshold here, like that and like that. And actually, we should probably do it like this so that we get a bit of a better definition. If I do that on the corners and then I just glass in the sides, I think this could look kind of interesting. I just had a thought. If I make this an odd number so that there's a central block, I could put glass posts here, 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 and here, and I would be able to have the entire thing open just with the glass posts. And then I can just use the glass on the top as a bit of a roof. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, but it's just going to mean I'm going to have to tear down half of, or a little more than half of this structure. Here we are. This is what I've got so far, and I think that this is going to look really cool, especially once it's filled with water and there's kelp inside. So my next step is to dig down a little ways, and so that I've got the whole kelp tub basically ready to go, and I'm going to dig underneath below that so that I can put the whatchamacallit, the conduit. That's what it is, the conduit underneath. Now, in order to get the conduit going, I am going to have to go and raid a ocean monument a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, just enough to get the prismarine that I'm going to need. So I'm going to dig this out. I will get the area underneath that I'm going to need for the conduit ready to go, and then we're going to need to go get some prismarine, or however you say it. Prismarine. Ah, there we go. I've got as much work done on this as I can until I go and conquer a ocean monument. I've got the floor down. I've got a spot ready to go for the conduit. We just need that prismarine. So let's go conquer an ocean monument. I am at the old mining outpost, and there in the distance is the target, the ocean monument. I've got some potions. I have some TNT redstone. I've got my chest plate on, just to give me some extra protection. So let's go at this. I do water breathing and night vision. That's going to help me out. Okay. And it's faster to get there because we can swim. Ah, here we go. Hit the wrong button on my keyboard. Hit the Windows button and accidentally brought up a menu, which I didn't really need. Let's get this switched up. Okay, so this is our target, but I do want to get... Yeah, I know you're here. Yeah, I know. You're here. You want to kill me. That's okay. Okay, I was able to do this before I got mining fatigue. So, let's get rid of this first guy. Come on. Just die already. Let's get some food. It's really hard to talk when you're doing this. Let's get some health back up here. You can't see me. I'm gonna attack you soon. Oh, more food. More food! Ooh, they sound awful. That's some eerie sound that they've got. Okay, full health. Oh. Eat a little bit more. Okay. There we go. First one taken care of. We want to put down some TNT and some redstone. Let's see if this trick works. TNT and redstone. Ah, explosions must be off. That did nothing. So in my mad dash to try to get that, try to get into that monument again, I totally forgot to press record. So I have successfully gotten rid of the second Elder Guardian in the spot right there. I still have the area over there to take out the third. So I'm just waiting for mining fatigue to end here, and then I will take my last... Ooh. Oh yeah, last 2 potions and head back. Dive bomb. What I did was I dive bombed this so I could break into it before mining fatigue hit. So I will dive bomb this side, try to get in, then I'm going to take out the Elder Guardian, and then once that's all done, we won't get any more mining fatigue, and we'll be able to salvage whatever blocks we need to make our conduit. Here we go. Mining fatigue is gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive bomb, break in, I'm going to leave so I can get my elytra off, get my chest plate on, and then I'll come back and deal with the Guardian. So we're going to dive bomb the section that has the redstone. So make sure I'm dive bombing the right spot. What? No! How is that even... I don't understand. How did that happen? How are we... I don't get that. I dug in. I don't understand. How many layers of blocks are there? Oh, I'm gonna have to do this the hard way, aren't I? Okay, swim fast. avoid these guys, get in, up, over, and try to find my way into that spot. Is this where I have to go? I don't really... Okay, these things are pretty much designed to be mazes, but I think... Yeah, I found it. Okay. Die. If I can stay behind him... No, I'm dying, I'm dying. Gotta get to a safe place and get some food. Get to a safe place and get some food. Ha! Done! No more mining fatigue. Let's get out of here. Just realizing that I did that with my elytra on. I forgot to put my diamond chestplate on. That would have been a smart idea, GamePar. Back at the base, getting some nautilus shells, making for ourselves our very first conduit. Oh, it's been a long time coming. I've had these hard-to-see things sitting in my inventory chests for quite some time. There we go. We have the conduit. I've got lots of prismarine. Let's head up and do this thing. Oh, we need water buckets, don't we? Yeah, I forgot about that. I think what I want to do is get this thing flooded with water first. Well, I'm going to start putting these blocks in anyway. And maybe that will help get the water in the way it's supposed to go. Okay, let's see if I can get a water source on there. Does that help? Okay, I think that has helped. Actually, I have a better way of dealing with this, don't I? Yes, I do. I should have thought of this earlier. Kelp will do it. Kelp will create the water sources that I need. Kelp in hand. Let's try to see if this is gonna do some... Ooh, I threw those blocks. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. I want this all to be water sources. I think that's all water sources now. Okay, I can get rid of the kelp and we should be good to go. Okay, placing a temporary block and placing the conduit. Getting rid of the temporary block. And now, oh, it's already working. Sweet. Hear the heartbeat? That's pretty awesome. There we go. All right, first conduit is in place. Now we're gonna cover this up with kelp, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get all of this filled with water sources and get the kelp growing. All covered up. So we've got the conduit underneath. We are going to fill this thing with water. And, yeah, this is going to be pretty cool when it's done, I think. You know, sometimes these new water mechanics just confuse me. So this is the solution, and I've got to say it's a pretty ugly solution. Yeah, I'm not liking this one bit. So I think what I'm going to do is put it back the way it was and not have water in the top. Just have a tub down here in the bottom. And I think that's going to be the better solution. So I've gone back to my original design. And so what I've decided to do is just fill in the tub with kelp. I think this gives a really good idea of what this store is going to sell. Now, how do you get to where you buy the kelp? Good question. You have to jump in and find the shulker box. Now, I've set the price for now at 1 diamond for 2 stacks. I think that's a reasonable price. I mean, I don't want to charge too much, but I don't want to charge too little, and I think 2 stacks for 1 diamond is probably a decent price. So when the Infinity Crafters want some kelp blocks, they'll come to my store, they'll jump in the tub, they'll swim through the kelp and find the shulker box, and hopefully buy me out of, yeah, buy me out. So that is it. I think it looks really cool. I really did not like what we would have to do to the design of this thing in order. I can't get out. I'm trying to go through the wrong area here. Like I was saying, I didn't like what we would have to do to this glass design in order to get the water inside. So I think I am happy with this. Yeah, because I really like this glass section here. I don't know, it just really looks interesting. And I think it fits well with the kelp blocks. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I think that this is a shop well done, and it is officially open for business. But that is all the time that we have for today's episode. So if you like this video, please do hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button today and make me a very happy GamePar. As always, in the description below is going to have the links to the other InfinityCraft members' YouTube pages. Make sure that you click on those, give them likes and subscribes, and show them a little bit of love. But for now, this has been GamePar playing on the InfinityCraft server. Have a great day, everyone.